Hello, so we'll be starting with the functions in C programming languages, and this is basically a very easy concept and very important to understand if you need to get into programming, because programming languages may change, but definitely the function concept is going to remain the same. The syntax is only going to change, but the concept behind it and the usage and the way we are going to use it for the utility of the program, that is going to remain the same. So it is really important to understand this concept, and it would be really fruitful for you as soon as you learn it. So basically, if we see what function is, so in general terms we can define it in a way that function is basically just a code of lines of code that is basically called again and again, and it is designed in order to inculcate the better functionality or a convenient usage of the code in a programming, right? So what do I mean? Ki if we take an example, right? If we take an example of a machine, and I need that machine to perform a certain work on day to day life, means I want that machine to perform a certain task regularly every day. For an example, let us suppose that I need that machine to uh, clean the house, and cleaning of the house is to be done regularly, means daily. So what should I do? The first thing is ki I should design a machine, and every day I should instruct that machine that please clean the house. And the other thing is I should program it in a way that whenever I'm just going to say machine, that is automatically going to clean the house. Means I need not instruct that machine, I need not tell that machine again and again that please clean the house this time, please do these things, right? So this is basically the function of functions in C. So basically how we can say it ki I have designed a machine, I have told them that this is the work that is to be done whenever I'll say your name. So what happens is ki the reusability increases. Means every time I need not say a whole paragraph or whole description of the work that I wanted to do. I just need to say that machine, and it will inculcate itself, and it will perform the task. So basically if we see whatever that is written here, so the definition is given as ki a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called, right? So exactly with the same analogy, that machine will perform the task whenever the machine is called. It will stay in the same state. If it is not called, it will do nothing. If it is not called, it has to be called by the user in within the programming language itself. And basically we have the concept of parameter as well. So what are these parameters? That are basically an attribute or a convenient side of the functions that we will see later. Like if okay, we'll study it later. First let's have a brief introduction of functions. So functions are used to perform the certain actions, and they are important for reusing the code, as I've said, right? That if I have designed a machine, I can reuse it again and again. It is not like if I have designed a machine I can use it one time, and the next time I don't have the criteria of using it. We can definitely use it. And you have to focus on this line, that define the code once and use it many times, right? Because it will take energy, it will take a certain amount of time to design a particular machine. Let us say this is a function or this is a machine, right? So all the programming has been done, it has taken time, I agree. But what the thing is ki now, rather than designing this machine again and again, or rather than, if this machine is performing X task, okay, and this X task has to be done regularly every day, so I need not write the code, I need not design the machine again and again every day. I'll just say machine, and that machine is inculcated with this X, and this will perform automatically the X task. So reusability increases, and it works on the principle that define the code once and use it many times. Just do the hard work once, and you can use it as many times as you want in your code. So moving on further, so we have predefined functions. So what are these predefined functions? Basically whenever a programming language is introduced or has been developed, then basically few keywords are there. You must have heard about the keywords, and among these keywords only there are some functions also. Means there are certain keywords which are used as functions, right? So basically we are going to see in programming language also, in C language also, we have some certain predefined functions that has been defined or that has been inculcated in the programming languages from the day it was developed, or from the day it came to the market. So these predefined functions are basically performing the same task that a normal user defined function will do, but this they only perform a certain task. In user defined functions, we can manipulate the function, we can change the function. If we have named a function as sum, so we might write the code of multiplication in it, that doesn't matter. But and we can change it to division as well, we can change it to addition as well under the sum function. But if a main function, if the function is defined predefined while it's development, then basically it can perform only one task that has been assigned to it. Okay, so if we see in programming language, C programming language, so basically if we focus on this lines of code, then we can see these main, this main is a function, right? And what this main is, so basically this main is, we can understand it, this is a entry point of the programming code. So basically whenever the code is written in C language, we have to remember this thing, the execution will start automatically from this point only. Doesn't matter if we have written something else above that code, no need to see that thing. You have to start the execution from this point only, from the point where we get the main, correct? So if I have to define it in a certain way, then I can write that this main function is the entry point. This is the entry point. And what its function is, basically all the code has been written inside it, means the code that has to be executed is written inside it, because the execution or the compilation will start from this point only, this part only. And if another predefined function that we need to see is this printf function, right? This printf is also a function. So it is a predefined function, this is not defined by user, this is the standard norm that has been set by the development team of C language, that what this printf function does. This printf function, basically if you have to print some message, like in this case this is hello world, or if any variable, like if I have written int, if I've written int a is equal to 10, and inside it if I give the variable a, then it would print 10. So for printing purposes this function is used. So basically the main agenda was to tell you about what all these predefined functions are. So basically the function that has been defined already and has been assigned with a task already, those are known as predefined functions. So moving on further, how to create a function. So we are going to see the syntax. So syntax is quite easy. The first thing is you need to write a return type basically, and we'll talk about return type later as well. You need not worry about that. So basically first is return type, then you need to write the function name, right? Then you need to make these two brackets and semicolon. This is how you declare a function. So this name can be anything, and we have the concept of parameter that comes under this within these brackets. We'll study or we'll see them later as well. So this is how the functions have been declared. And if you need to call a function, right, so just like now we declared a function, right? What we did is we wrote return type, we wrote function's name. Like let us suppose the name of the function is name only. Okay, we can write it anything, the user can write it whatever he wants. So the name of the function is name only, and this has been declared. Now if I need to call this function, okay, how will I tell my machine that I need to inculcate this function, I need to invoke that function? So I'll just write the name of the function, okay, call this function, just the name, these brackets and semicolon. Now the control will automatically go to this and execute its operation whatever has been assigned by the user. And one thing that we need to focus on it is see, here it is written declared functions are not executed immediately, correct? Like if I'm declaring a function or if I'm writing a function, it doesn't mean that it is going to be executed. No, as I've said earlier, this main is the entry point, and if I've declared a function above this or outside this main function, that is not going to be executed. That is only going to be executed if within this main function I have called that function that I have declared here. Like if I've declared here a function known as func, then I should call this function within this main block, then only this function will be getting executed. Doesn't matter if I've written it or not. Writing something doesn't mean it will going to be executed. If to execute that thing has to be within this main function only, right? If I just for example, if I say that here I have written printf, although don't focus on the syntax or the it would throw an error or not, just try to understand that if I've written a printf statement here and I've written a printf statement here, right? If I write it printf and within bracket if I write func and try to execute this program, what do you think the output is going to be? Many will say that first it will print func, then it will print hello world. Few will think that first it will print hello world, then it is going to print func. But the thing is, the output is going to be the same. It is going to be hello world only. Why? And I've said ki don't focus on the syntax that it will throw an error. I'm just trying to make you explain that what it's going to be. This statement is not going to be executed because this is not inside the main function. To get it executed, it has to be inside main function only. So this is basically all the things about declaring and calling a function.